you're saying, Your Honor, you're saying this is a criminal matter?
Yes.
Okay, well then we need the corpus delicti. You have the identification of the person, which is me, but you don't have a person saying that they were hurt or damaged, or the crime that's saying what I did to hurt or damage the person. So how do you have a crime?
You went to law school?
No, Your Honor, I have not.
You're in a whole different ball game, and you need to come on to this ball game here. I'm going to give you a $0 bond. And I'll recall it once. What is your motion, sir?
I have a motion to strike and dismiss.
Welcome back. Guys, this one is wild. Imagine walking into court thinking you're untouchable just because you Googled sovereign citizen rights at 2 a.m. and printed out some crusty legal document from Reddit. That's exactly what this guy did. And he had the audacity to challenge a judge while standing in his courtroom. Judge Perkins hits him with a verbal body slam backed by real law, not fantasy Facebook law. This dude legit tries to say he's not subject to the court because he didn't consent to jurisdiction. Like, bro, this isn't a group project. It's a judicial system. Why do these people think laws are optional just because they say some magic words? Drop your theories in the comments because I'm genuinely confused. Anyway, let's dive in.
What are the bases?
Basis of federal rules of civil procedure. Number one, there's no claim. There's no ratification of the claim.
There is a claim. There is a. You want me to read out I waived the reading of the information. You want me to read the allegations that have been made into the record? Do you need me to do that?
No, I don't. No, I don't, Your Honor.
I deny your motion on that basis. What else do you have to say? What else?
You deny my motion because of what, Your Honor?
Yes.
There is no real.
I deny your motion because there is a and this is criminal procedure, not civil procedure. But I denied your motion because there is an allegation here.
You're saying, Your Honor, you're saying this is a criminal matter?
Yes.
Okay, well then we need the corpus delicti. And so that's what I'm asking for. If there was a criminal matter, basically what you're telling me is that something has happened, someone has either been damaged or someone has been or either someone has been damaged or someone has something has been come up missing. And if that's the case, then that means that there is a crime. And if there's a crime, then there is the what do you have that's saying that I did the crime? What you're saying that I created this crime that hurt this person, and if I hurt this person and I created the crime, then a third thing that you have to have is the identification. But you don't have a person saying that they were hurt or damaged, or the crime that's saying what I did to hurt or damage the person. So how do you have a crime?
Okay. You went to law school?
No, Your Honor, I have not.
And where did you get that? Where did you get that from? Where did you learn all that?
I've been studying for quite some time, trying to understand what's going on. I have a different perspective as to what's being said that happened. I'm understanding more necessary for a crime to go for them to bring a crime forward. I'm understanding that a bit more.
And where did you get that understanding?
I've done some Cornell law studies. I've also sat down with a couple of friends who have had some issues. I picked up wherever I could, just started to study the law. Just started to go back through Cornell law, started to figure out what was going on, and to understand the nature of how what a crime is, and everything else. So just a course of me searching it out.
And you're citing Cornell law for all of that you just said to the court?
No, what I did, Your Honor, was I realized that one of the biggest portions that you have to have is you have to have the corpus delicti. And that is in when you're being charged criminally.
What is a corpus delicti?
What do you mean, what is the corpus delicti?
What is your understanding of what corpus delicti is?
That is the corpus delicti is the law that's saying that there is a crime that's being committed. So when
This judge knows exactly what he's doing. He's letting the guy cook just long enough to burn himself. Watching a sovereign citizen try to outmaneuver the court is like watching someone argue with gravity mid-fall that he keeps referencing outdated maritime law like he's on trial aboard a pirate ship, which honestly would make more sense than half of what he's saying. What's wild is that the court still has to treat this circus with procedural respect, even while the defendant treats the Constitution like a suggestion menu. This is textbook sovereign citizen movement behavior, and it never ends well.
in order to do that, you have to show the corpus delicti, which is you saying this is what happened. This is how this person was damaged. There is no
the
person.
officer on this day, on these dates, because I got a lot of them, said that
I
you
object.
drove.
I object. You're
Don't
the officer works.
Don't interrupt
Okay,
me.
I
Don't
apologize,
interrupt.
Your Honor. I apologize, Your Honor. My apologies.
The officer says that you drove a vehicle that wasn't registered and wasn't titled, or titled and or untitled, that you drove without a valid driver's license, that you drove without valid insurance. Again, on a different occasion, they allege that you drove without a valid driver's license and no insurance. And then on a different occasion, they allege that you drove without unregistered or untitled or both, and drove without a valid driver's license, repeat offender, that you failed to have a trailer plate, and that you failed to secure a load on your vehicle. And on another occasion, on the same occasion that you failed to secure, that they allege you failed to secure the load, failed to have a trailer plate on your vehicle, that you didn't provide a valid driver's license. So those are the crimes. And in the state of Michigan, whether you agree or not, they are crimes. So based on your motion and all of that stuff you talk about, corpus delicti and things like that, the court denies the motion. Okay, based on those reasons that I just said. Now, how do you want to move forward? Because wait a minute, I'm not finished.
My apologies, Your Honor.
How do you want to move forward? Because in my experience, someone that comes into court, as you do, you do not want to take an offer. You do not believe that you need to have plates or registration or insurance. And you just disregard all of that portion of the law. And either you are going to move forward by having a trial, or you're going to take a deal. What do you want to do, sir?
Your Honor, first I want to put my objection on the record. And at that point,
whatever your objection is noted. What do you want to do, sir? Do you want a trial? You have two options: trial, or you want to take a deal.
Your Honor, I request a jury trial.
A jury trial.
A jury trial, yes, Your Honor.
Very good. You know what I want to ask, Mr. Gray, and you can choose to answer it or not.
Yes, Your Honor.
But what I surmise and what I've heard, and I don't know if you're alleging the same thing, is that and you basically did allege the same thing, that no crime has been committed because no person has been
This guy's treating traffic court like it's a finale of a courtroom drama. Jury trial energy, dramatic pauses, the whole performance. But legally, most traffic offenses are petty under federal standards, which means no jury, just consequences that is acting like it's exposing some deep flaw in the system when really is just confirming why structure exists in the first place. It's less of a legal argument and more of a one-man play called delusion in 3 acts.
You know, the people of the state of Michigan are in danger of you driving without the proper documentation or anything like that. But I don't, and I'm gonna surmise, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that you're gonna say that there's no jurisdiction to be able to pull you over because no one has been injured. Is that correct?
I think that what I'm saying is that the city of Detroit had an officer pull me over to say that you're not following these rules. And my stance is, okay, well, then that's fine. If we're following rules, then therefore, let me make sure that you as well as are following the rules, because if I don't do that, then freedoms are lost. So that is in which, that is the way that I proceed, to say, okay, well then, if we're playing cards and we playing show me yours, if this is your hand, then this is mine, and let's proceed accordingly to the law. That's it. That's my only standing is, if someone doesn't stand up every once in a while and define the edges, then they all disintegrate and people lose rights.
And you know something? With that being said, I would agree with you 1,000%. Mm-hmm. That's why I pride myself, and I hope I'm doing a good job for the citizens that come in here, and the police for that matter, and the prosecution, that I am calling the balls and strikes right. And if something doesn't proceed as it should, then I will dismiss the case one way or the other. But in my short time on this bench, and in my time at practicing law as a defense attorney, I get this, they can't pull me over. I've heard the corpus delicti, first time the civil procedure has been thrown at me. But from the way I see it, is that you just don't feel that the police have a jurisdiction to pull you over for these issues. Is that correct?
Do I have again, Your Honor, what I feel is that if we are following rules, that if I have to follow the rules, and every person out there, all of these officers, everybody else has to follow the rules. So if it comes down to it,
what I'm going to hope that you do by the time you come back on the trial date, jury trial date is going to be March the 18th, 2025.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're probably going to have an audience because everybody.
I can't even lie. This guy genuinely seems shocked that laws apply to him just because he doesn't agree with them. His talking like traffic stops are government overreach, when really it's just what happens when you treat stop signs like suggestions. Legally speaking, once you operate a vehicle on public roads, you're consenting to be regulated. That's literally how licensing works. He's not challenging authority. He's auditioning for conspiracy podcasts that never got picked up.
Follows me on these cases all the time.
I understand.
All right, and I don't know if that's what you want, but we're gonna do that.
It's not that.
March the 18th, 2025. We're gonna have a final pre-trial date. Final pre-trial. This is to you, Mr. Bowman, especially the day before, on February 17th, 2025 at 8:30. So Mr. Gray and Mr. Bowman, I need you to have all your officers appear on that date. Who's ever going to state these allegations, so that we know that we're not just summoning the people of the city of Detroit to a jury that's not actually going to go. So all parties must appear, and that can be via Zoom. And the trial is going to be in person. All right. All parties must appear on final pre-trial date and obviously on the trial date. And what I would implore you to do is you need to figure out the right game, because it doesn't sound like you're playing the right game.
I understand, Your Honor. I appreciate, first and foremost, let me say, I appreciate the dialogue. I appreciate you sitting here and engaging with me at this level. So I recognize what you're saying, and so yeah, I guess it's to the table we go. So
yeah, but get your game in order, because I'm just giving you a little heads up. If you come in with that game on the jury trial date, then more than likely you'll lose, unless you can find one of those jurors or a couple of those jurors, or even all of them, to have some sympathy for you, sir.
I got a whole basis for understanding, and so yeah, if
that basis that you outlined shortly today is not It's not.
What was flawed in my what was flawed, Your Honor? What is flawed in my?
We already discussed it. The federal rules of civil procedure that you brought up as a motion to dismiss, not the right basis. The corpus delicti, they do have a corpus delicti. They do have a crime that they say has been committed. And if you read the MCL, the Michigan court rules, and the Michigan statutes, then you'll see those crimes outlined there. They have them on the tickets. They got the statute numbers that are on the tickets. So that's not the right basis. So you're in a whole different ball game, and you need to come on to this ball game here.
Okay. All right. Okay.
This dude walked into court thinking he was about to rewrite state law with confidence alone, like the DMV was going to apologize and hand him a trophy. Instead, he's staring down a jury trial in March of 2025 over something he could have settled with a signature, and aside is throwing around terms like jurisdiction and contract law like he's starring in his own legal thriller. But none of it applies when you blow through stop signs. Sovereign citizens love to pretend traffic laws are optional, but courts have smacked that theory down case after case. It's not new, it's not bold, it's legally dead on arrival, and let's be real, Judge Perkins handled this circus like a pro. Most judges would have cut the MIC after the third fake statute, but he let it ride because this guy was doing all the damage himself. It's like watching someone argue with a speed limit sign. It's not going to argue back, and you still get the ticket that if this guy keeps doubling down instead of lawyering up, that jury is going to take about 8 minutes to hit him with the harshest verdict allowed. So now I'm curious. Do you think he actually believes what he's saying? Or is he just stalling the inevitable? Either way, reality is coming fast once 12 regular people are sitting across from him with zero patience for nonsense. Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit like and subscribe. I post daily, and there's always more madness to cover. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.